The Run of Kutch is a large marshy area in Gujarat that has the sea on one side and a desert on the other. It is also home to the Koli tribe, a community of seasonal migrants and farmers in Rapar block.
रापर जो ब्लॉक है वो ऐसे तो एक एरिड जोन माना जाता है. 6 से 8 mm के बीच में बारिश होती है.
And because it's very close to the small run, I think the 80% of the place is desert. Rapar block has 97 villages, but it has more than 200 hamlets, which are like far-flung, small scattered homes. Narmada water has reached to the main villages, but it is still not reached the hamlets.
तो जैसे अगर हम देखें तो पूरी महिलाओं की जो परिस्थिति है, 6, 7, 8 किलोमीटर जाते हैं और पानी लेकर वापस आते, तो दिन में 3-4 बार जाते हैं, तो पूरा इनके आधे पौने दिन तो उसी में जाता है.
પહેલા તો નદીએ પાણી ભરાતા વહીડે અને પછી તો શું આ ત્યાં આ પાણી છું નર્મદાનું તો હવે આ નર્મદાનું આવે છે પાણી ત્યારે
પીવા માટે સાહેબ છે એટલે હત્યા હરીએ ડુંગરમાં અને રાઘોહર આ રાઘોહર ને આ હત્યા હરી એમ કે ડુંગરમાં ઘણો છે ટુબા 10 ગાઉ જમે છે 10 ગાઉ જમે છે
ત્યાંથી પાણી ભરી
હા અહીંયાથી અમે પાણી ભરતા 10 ગાઉ પાણી ભરી અને આ પાણી પડકી સડીને આવી હતી અમારા 4-5 વીઘામાં લઈ ગઈ.
और कहीं ना कहीं परिस्थिति यहाँ पर ऐसी है, कई साल ऐसा होता है कि भाई बारिश आती ही नहीं है, तो पूरी क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न के हिसाब से पूरे क्रॉप फेल हो जाते हैं, तो वहाँ पर भी उनका नुकसान है.
So there's not much to be grown. There's no water. The water is also very saline.
और फिर बहुत सारी इम्प्योरिटीज भी. यहाँ पर फ्लोराइड कंटेंट भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. कई जगह पर हमने शुरू में देखा कि छोटे छोटे बच्चों को भी किडनी स्टोन की बीमारी.
So communities would mostly migrate to other places for livelihoods.
Chhattisgarh is, on the face of it, the opposite of Kutch in Gujarat. It is a largely hilly state with ample forest cover and rainfall is abundant. Still, the Baiga tribe of Bilaspur district had no water.
In the forest area, there were natural resources such as springs, natural pond, but then the entire water resources were not being properly taken care of, and therefore they were depleted. Though it rains in abundantly, there is enough rainfall, but still there is no water, and communities were not being able to handle them properly, and therefore there was no water in the village. In Chhattisgarh, there are villages which are attached to the Gram Panchayat, but there are a lot of villages which are 1 gram they call it, which means forest village. There is always a confusion with the villagers. They have to go for the resources to the Gram Panchayat or forest department.
हमको कोई जानकारी नहीं थे, उन्होंने आके हमको बताया समस्या के बारे, तो हम उनको बताया कि हमको कोई जानकारी नहीं मिला. ऊपर से कुछ भी आता है उसको हमको लाभ सही से नहीं मिल पाते हैं.
There are always this huge gap having access to entitlements, development and access to water. We saw them using small kind of a hole where rainwater would have been stored, and they would drink it without realizing, because in your naked eyes it looks clean. So they didn't realize that it is bacteriologically contaminated. Especially in this village where we are at right now, Fulwari Para. It's a village of Beramuda Gram Panchayat in Kota block of Bilaspur. So this village had a severe diarrhea problem. There were children who were dying out of diarrhea, and there were deaths due to diarrhea.
Initially, when there was no water, communities were not being able to understand what is the quality of water. For them, water was more important, the quality was not.
फिर हमने लोगों को समझा कि पानी बॉईल करके पियो, या तो पानी एक स्वच्छ कपड़े में पूरा उसको छान कर अपने मटके में भरो, पानी एक हैंडल से लॉन्ग हैंडल से लो, और लोगों को समझाया कि भाई ये इस टाइप का पानी पीने से आपको क्या नुकसान है, और इसमें आप थोड़ा बहुत बदलाव लाएंगे तो आपको कितना फ़ायदा हो सकता है।
Meanwhile, we also spoke to the women in the villages. We also did a lot of menstrual hygiene management training with women, and how to handle the excreta, especially with the small kids. You should not be, because if it goes in the open, then it also contaminates the drinking water source.
We also helped communities to learn to do water testing. All that behavioral changes really impacted very heavily on their day-to-day lives.
Samerth first helped the communities recognize the need to come together. Then they addressed the need for adequate structures to harvest and store water.
क्योंकि लोग अगर हमारे साथ इसी तरह से जुड़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि उनको भी समझ में आना चाहिए कि ये जो भी हो रहा है हमारे लिए हो रहा है और हमारे फायदे के लिए हो रहा है। पार्टिसिपेशन इज द की। दो 2009-10 में हमने मनरेगा के ऊपर काम करना चालू किया यहाँ पर, और ये जो योजना जो है हमने सोचा कि इसके फंड के ज़रिए हम रापड़ तालुका के गाँव की जो पानी की समस्या है उसमें काफ़ी हद तक बदलाव ला सकते हैं।
માં જ્યારે આ તળાવ બાંધ્યું તે પહેલાં આ જગ્યા પડતર પડી હતી, જે વોકરો પાણીનો જે વહી જતો હતો પાણી, એ 2009માં જ્યારે સમરથ ટ્રસ્ટે આ તળાવ નક્કી કર્યું કે અમે જે આ મદદ કરી આ તળાવ બાંધી, આ તળાવમાં મનરેગાનું પણ કામ કરવામાં આવ્યું અને મનરેગાના કામથી પણ આ તળાવને ઊંડું બનાવ્યું.
We started with water structures, water bodies like pond, well.
They demanded from the Gram Sabha resources in the villages which they found was missing, and then the whole village started to develop their water-based assets.
वन विभाग वालों से बात कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर रिचार्ज से जो है हमारे वर्किंग एरिया में सब जंगल ही है और गांव पे बहुत कम ज़मीन है और वो प्लेन नहीं है, तो उसको हम लैंड लेवलिंग करवा रहे हैं मनरेगा स्कीम से जोड़ करके.
Better access to clean, potable water has infused the life of these communities with newness, health, and a sense of security.
और हमने ऐसा किया कि भाई बहनों को हमने इस काम में इन्वॉल्व किया. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बहनों के नाम पर जॉब कार्ड इश्यू हो तो जो भी पेमेंट आता है वो बहनों के नाम पे जाए, उनके अकाउंट में. उनकी खुद की इनकम बढ़ी, उनके बच्चों की देखभाल के लिए भी उनके पास समय बचा. इन लोगों को दूसरी सोशल एक्टिविटीज़ में भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट अपना रखने का एक फ़ायदा.
The women-centric approach to water security has given both communities a new lease of life.
With the additional water which was available in the village, they started growing second crop and kitchen garden. There was vegetables which were grown, so they started going in the market, selling them, also getting some kind of cash so that they could buy other food items, which became a kind of a composite food basket for them. Also, another thing which Samerth has introduced in this area is rain roof water harvesting structures, and that we have done in schools so that children also understand the value of conserving water.
रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग टैंक के द्वारा हमने उसके पानी से किचन गार्डन भी अपना बनाया है और उससे जो सब्जियां निकलती हैं उसका उपयोग मध्याह्न भोजन में किया जाता है।
Today, the Kolis and the Baigas take an active interest in civic life. They also are responsible for managing and conserving their water resources.
तो हमने ये वाटर रिसाइक्लिंग प्लान ब्लॉक ऑफिसर को भी दिए और ग्राम सभा में इसको सबमिट करके इसको पारित भी करवाया। मीन्स ग्राम सभा ने खुद एंडोर्स किया कि भाई हाँ, हमने ये वाटर सिक्योरिटी प्लान को स्वीकार किया है।
We have been constantly having dialogue with the block office, and they have been very, very positive and responsive of our work.
The government of India also in the recent, there was a 14th Finance Commission which was allocating resources in villages. Every Gram Panchayat could make their own development plan. So Samerth has been part of that process.
With no prior history of conserving water, the Kolis and the Baigas have, with the help of Samerth and the government, quickly learned to change their water stories and secure a better future for generations to come.